Yan. Welcome back to my channel. So I kind of wanted to make this video to encourage you to go up some Munros. You can do it if you have never done them, because like Scottish scenery is beautiful. We're so lucky to have this land, and if the weather's good, it's always nice, and if it's not so good, you always get nice atmospheric landscapes. Good for pictures, photos, you know. Yeah. And yes, and I wanted to put my photos, I wanted to use my photos and make a nice video just for myself too, to remind me of the good times. Yeah, and to share with you guys. I thought you might like it. So when I was younger, my younger days, I did some Munros. I've done 9 so far. I'm not saying I'll never do another one. I think if I'm going to do another one, I'll probably do Ben Nevis, because I've not done Ben Nevis. I know that's the ultimate Munro to do. Could maybe raise some money for charity as well, you know. Lots of people do that. Yeah, so if you're thinking about doing the Munros, the Scottish Mountains, then just go for it. Do it. You just really need to make sure that you're prepared for an all-day hike. If you set out being like, this could take me all day, but I'll have done it and I'll be fine, then you're good to go. Okay? So these are some of the mementos that I took from the top of some of the Munros that I did. So Schiehallion, woo! That was a really rocky topped mountain. It was really difficult. The last few miles were just boulders. It was crazy. But they're nice wee stones. And then Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass. It's interesting to see what kind of stones are at the top of each mountain. Ben Chauncey. Did that one with my mum and her partner, Andy. And Ben Lumen. Nice sparkles. I think this one here was from a little stream, and this one was from the top. It was a really scorcher, a hot day that day. Milnantarmachen, did that one with my mate Jason. And Mount Keen, woo! That was a really long day. Got a sunburn on the back of my legs, but it was great. It was worth it. Did that one with my mama as well, and her partner, and there's a really nice stream at the bottom for dipping your feet in. Woo! Yep, so I've also done Meyer and Driesch when I was younger, like about 12 or something, with my dad and my mum and my sisters. But I don't have any stones from that because that was a long time ago. I have been up a mountain and I saw some crazy people wearing flip-flops, and they were just sitting down at the side of the path, nursing their blisters and their sore feet, because I don't know what made them think that wearing flip-flops to climb a mountain was a good thing, because it clearly was not. Yeah. Between the ages of 12 and 14, we did a lot of camping and travelling around Scotland, and my dad and mum particularly liked going to Glen Clova, which is part of the Cairngorms National Park, I think. Is that a national park? I think it is. Or the Cairngorms Mountain Ranges is where it is. And there's a campsite. I don't know if it's still there, but there is definitely the Glen Clova Hotel, so that if you do any of the Munros around about there, you can go and get yourself a pint afterwards. Yeah, so we did Meyer and Driesch when I was younger. And here is a photo for you of my family. My mum was taking the picture, so she's not in it. So that's my dad and my 2 little sisters, and their expressions are totally hilarious because they look totally knackered, but they were, because we'd just walked like Munros, because you could do them both, woo, at the same time, which is always good when you get a doubler. Yeah. The very first Munro that I did was called Schiehallion, because clearly I was crazy. I'd been doing like my local hills, which maybe take like 2 hours. The gradient was like super steep of Schiehallion, so I only got up to the top of that one with like sheer determination to get to the top. I was like, I just had the inclination to go and like do a mountain. I was like, and nobody else around about me really wanted to walk up mountains, and I was like, I'm just gonna get a rucksack and some boots and some good clothes that are useful, you know, appropriate clothing is what I'm trying to say. And we're going to take myself up that there hill. I did get a map and I looked at where I was going and I knew how to get there and had a whistle and all that jazz. But I would recommend that you probably don't do hill walking by yourself. I mean, you can, but it's probably safer if you do it with somebody else. Yeah, so I did that one and it was like super steep and it was like very mountainous, like really super stony, and like the whole lot of it was just like zigzag of steepness all the way at the top. And then when you thought you were at the top, because there's always a blind summit, it was like miles of boulders you had to clamber over. Luckily the day that I got was dry, but if it was like a rainy day or snowy, it would be proper slippy and dangerous. And like there was other people walking it, which is good because it made me feel a bit safer. Because at some point I could totally have fallen over and broken an ankle or something. It was like that bad up there. So don't do Schiehallion on your own, okay, people? But you do get really, it was really good because it did make me feel like I'd climbed a mountain, because it is a mountain, but it was like proper mountainous, like the terrain, is that the right word? Because it was like proper bouldery and stony. And yeah, at the top I had like the best. I'd made myself these like cheese and onion rolls, you know, the cheese top rolls. Oh my god. And inside them I had coronation chicken. Oh, it was like, because I'd earned that food and I'd worked up my appetite, they were like the best food in the world at that moment in time. Anyway, I sat at the top of that mountain. I enjoyed the view with my, oh, sorry, a bit tired today, with my water and my rolls. Yep, I don't have any other photos because it was like, wait. And yeah, you get good views of Loch Rummel, and then you also get good views of Loch Rannoch. So I would probably recommend that first timers do like probably ease themselves into the Munros with like an easy hill type Munro, like Ben Chonsey or Ben Honzi. I don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce that, but this is what it's called. That's what it's called. And that was I wouldn't say easy, but it was easier than Schiehallion because it was more like doing hill walking. And you get goodish views. I mean, it's not that exciting a hill to be fair, but it's good for training for the rest of them, is what I would say about that one. It was good. There's a good sheltered spot at the top where you can stop for a cup of tea, as seen in my photos. Oh yeah. So, if you get on well with Ben Chonsey as your first one, then I recommend after that one probably doing Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass, which are on Loch Tay, I think. And so you can do Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass in the same day because you kind of have to walk up Ben Glass to get to the summit of Ben Lawyers. I did that one on my own. I'd done Shahalian, Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass were actually the second one I did as an adult. Second ones. So it was yeah, anyway. Yeah, I clearly was not that great at my map reading. Again, going on your own is probably not that great, because I actually went around, so I think the normal path you're supposed to really take is the one that takes you up Ben Glass, and then you get to Ben Lawyers, and then you can go down kind of like the inside of the mountain. So anyway, the way that I went was up from the car park, round kind of the back of Ben Glass, I suppose, and up both the mountains, and I summited Ben Lawyers first, and then I came down and summited Ben Glass on my way down. Now, that was a really good walk. I really enjoyed Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass because the views from the top are amazing. You look over to like Schiehallion to the north, and then down to Loch Tay is just like to the south. Yeah, it's kind of funky. So the views from there are proper stunning. I recommend Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass. Yeah, so I did that on my own, and my story was like that I didn't go the right way, and then when I was driving home, I got back to the car park, was like, oh, I'm so knackered, can't wait to get home. Got just down from the road from the start of the Munro path just towards the Ben Lawyers Hotel, and I managed to get a puncture of both the tyres on the passenger side because there was some metal sticking out the side of the road. So I couldn't drive any further. A local guy, stopped and helped me push my car into the little car park outside the Lawyers Hotel, and then there was no phone signal. So I had to go in and ask the lovely people inside the Ben Lawyers Hotel to let me use my phone so I could get in touch with the breakdown company to come and rescue me and put 2 tyres on my car so that I could get home. And that was like a traumatic day. So, and I can't find my summit pictures of Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass anywhere, which is disappointing. So you're just gonna have to take my word from it that they're awesome Munros and go and do them. Woo! Sorry, I'm needing to get my hair cut. My fringe keeps getting on my eyeballs. Yeah, so me and my pal Jason, we did another Munro that's near Ben Lawyers called, I think it's called, how to pronounce it, Tarmachen, something like that. We got a really nice hot summer's day for that, and it was like quite a good kind of steady walk up to that one. You kind of go across the top of another couple of hills that hill summits, but they're not Munros, to get to the top of that one. It's not as high as Ben Lawyers and Ben Glass, but it is in that kind of same area. And there was still some snow at the top of that one, I remember. And I have got my summit picture of that one, which I'll show you now. Yes, I was like totally rocking that summer outfit, apparently. That was it. I liked that particular photo of me at the top of that mountain. It makes me pumped for doing more, even though I've not done any in like probably about 6 years. That's bad, isn't it? But I kind of buggered my knee because on the way down mountains, like your knees take a lot of pressure, and I can do walking, but my knee does give me jip in my old age, you know. Yeah. So then after Meal Nan Tarmachen, I think the next one I did after that was like with my mum and her partner, and we did Mount Keen, which is the most easternly Munro, and that is not too far from Brechin. And it's actually probably one of my favourites that I've done. There's quite a long walk into the actual mountain itself, but the walk in is like really nice. We got nice weather, which was a bonus. But you walk along the side of a little river, and then there's like some old ruins. I'll show you in my photos. And then it's like quite a nice path all the way up. There were some mountain bikers, crazy folk, doing that as well, doing that Munro. On the way to the top, my poor mum's partner Andy, he thought he was maybe going to have a heart attack, but he didn't. But it was warm that day, and he had to have a rest before we got to the top. But he did! Woohoo! So here's like some pictures of us guys on the way up and down that one. And at the bottom, we got to dip our feet in the river, which was like the best part of the day. I mean, apart from summiting it, dipping your feet in like the water afterwards is obviously one of the highlights of hill walking. Yeah, that day, a couple of stories there from that as well, is that like I thought, oh, I don't want to get bitten by midges. I will spray some Skin So Soft Avon spray on my, I was wearing shorts, on my legs, and forgot like sun cream is probably a good idea as well. So did not protect myself from the sun and had put dry oil spray on my legs. Ended up with like a really painful sunburn. And we got back to the car, and it turns out that my mum had accidentally left her mobile phone on a stone at the side of the river where we'd taken our socks off about 3 miles back. So me being the youngest, I should have really offered to go and get the phone, and I would have, totally would have done that if I didn't have like really super painful sunburn on my legs by this point. So I couldn't. I did feel bad for them having to walk all the way back, but luckily they found it. So that was good. And we did get an ice cream on the way back down the road. So you can't beat, after a Munro, getting a chippy tea and an ice cream on your way back, because you've earned that. And the last Munro that I did, and I'm quite happy at the fact that this is the last one that I've done, was Ben Lomond on the bonny banks of Loch Lomond. You know the song. So that was like quite a famous one, obviously, to do. It's popular. So I'm glad that I did that, and we got a really nice summer's day for it. It was like actual scorching. So it was very busy, but they've got like a really big car park, which is good. So if you do go, there is plenty of parking, and they've got like I think we had to pay for parking because it's quite so popular and it needs maintained. They had like a nice little toilet area, and you start your walk off through woodland, so it's nice and cool, and then it just got hotter and hotter the higher we got. It was like really nice though, not too many midges, and there's like little streams crossing the path on the way up, and I saw my first ever dragonfly that I'd ever seen in my life. It was like amazing, because like hovering, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a dragonfly in real life, and I hadn't seen one before ever, and it was like green and blue. It was just like so beautiful. Yeah. So we had a really good hike up that one. It was really quite busy with people that day, and probably it's always busy whatever the weather is. But some guy ran up and down it twice in the time that it took us to get to the top. And yeah, to the top. Maybe to the top and back down. He'd done it twice by running. Crazy people. How fit are these folk? I mean, it was difficult enough to hike up it, never mind run up it. But yeah, I came across people wearing flip-flops. Wearing flip-flops, they were sitting at the side, just like nursing their poor feet. But yeah, there's no grips on flip-flops. I know it's a nice day, but no, if you're gonna go for a hike, wear actual boots or at least some walking trainers or something, you know. Be sensible about it. But yeah, Ben Lomond, do it. It was really good. So if you've liked my video, please like and subscribe for more banter from me. Thanks for joining me. Please comment below, tell me your Munro stories and what ones that you recommend, because I still want to do some in the future. I did go to Skye with my sister, which I'll make a video about our Skye adventure. I didn't do any of the coolins. I think that they're quite rocky and, well, like lots of them are, but that it's better to have a guide to take you across them because they're quite ridgy, I believe. I'm not totally sure. I'd like to do that one where there's like a stack and people stand on the stack and get their photo taken. What is that one? Do you know what it's called? I mean, it'll probably be in here in my Munro book. Anyway, yeah, thanks for joining me. Please like my video if you liked it, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!